Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. That is right, it is my favorite time of the week. We're about to go over some amazing deals on this Nintendo eShop sale. And a little warning, you do not want to miss these deals. Let's go ahead and get right into the video. So before we get started, you know what I have to do? I have to give away some Nintendo eShop gift cards. So right here is this week's winners. If you would like to have an opportunity every single week to win Nintendo eShop gift cards, all you have to do is be a subscriber and follow me on Instagram. And once you follow me on Instagram, just let me know that you came from my YouTube and you will have that same opportunity because this is my very small way to give back to my amazing community because I really appreciate the support. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, it would truly mean the world to me, and let's just go and get right into the video. The first game we're talking about today is OXENFREE 2. Lost Signals, and this is currently $1.99. That's 90% off the full price, and this is the lowest price this game has ever been. TVs turn on and off. Planes lose radar. Radio stations can't broadcast through the static. In this small coastal town, unnaturally occurring electromagnetic waves are suddenly causing interference with electrical and radio equipment. Against her best wishes, Riley Parverly returns to her hometown to investigate the mystery, but what she finds is more than she ever bargained for. And yeah, I can't believe this game is only $2. And the way I knew that this game was on sale is one of my amazing subscribers actually messaged me on Instagram and told me that, so shout out to them. Now let's talk about Monster Hunter Rise, and this is currently $9.99, and that is 75% off the full price. And I probably talk about this game at least once a month because it's always on the eShop sales or it goes on sale frequently. But I'm going to continue to talk about it because there's still people who have never played this game. And the Monster Hunter series is a pretty big series, so it might look like it's a little too much to get into, especially if you've never played a Monster Hunter game. In my opinion, Monster Hunter Rise is the most accessible Monster Hunter game. The controls are a little bit easier to use, and the mechanics are better, and the whole pace of the game is a little bit faster. And this game is truly amazing, and the amount of content you're getting for only $10, this is a no-brainer. Another great game that's on sale right now is SteamWorld Dig 2, and this is currently only $2.99, and that's 85% off the full price. SteamWorld Dig 2 takes you on a platform mining adventure forged in Metroidvania flames. When an old trading town is struck by mysterious earthquakes, it's up to a lone Steambot and her unlikely companion to uncover what trembling terrors lies beneath. Dig your way underground and explore vivid worlds riddled with treasures, secrets, and traps. Combat dangerous enemies at every turn of the underworld's twisted paths, including shadowy creatures and the haunted remains of an ancient electrical threat. Pretty much every SteamWorld game is great, like every single one of them. You pretty much can't go wrong with any of them, and an amazing thing is they always go on sale for super cheap. Don't sleep on this one either. Now let's talk about a very cool game called Carrion, and this is currently only $4.99. That's 75% off the full price, and this is the lowest price this game has ever been. If you're a fan of my channel, you'll know that one of my favorite things to do, probably at least monthly, is make a hidden gems video. And in one of my last hidden gems video, I actually talked about this game. This game is a must-play Switch game. There's so many like horror games or creepy games, and in those games you always play from the perspective of somebody trying to survive. In this game, you're the monster, and I think that's such a cool take. So for $5, it's worth every single penny. Now let's talk about Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, Prince's Edition. And this is currently only $9.59, and that is 84% off the full price. Ni no Kuni and Ni no Kuni 2 are both must-play games. And these are some games again that have me scratching my head, like how are amazing games like this so freaking cheap? Like a $10 game? Surely it cannot be worth it. Surely it cannot be good. But they are good. They are worth it. And they're actually some of my favorite experiences on the Switch entirely. Join the young King Evan as he sets out on an epic quest to found a new kingdom, unite his world, and save the people from a terrible fate. Now let's talk about The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and this is currently $13.99. That's 65% off the full price. And this is in fact the lowest price this game has ever been on the eShop. I mean, what can be said about The Witcher that already hasn't been said? That being said, this is an incredible deal. Like, yes, this game runs and looks better on other consoles, but the fact that you can play this massive adventure and play it portably on something as small as a Switch, I mean, that in itself pretty much makes it worth it. But this is known as one of the greatest games of all time, so it's almost been a full decade since this game has been out, and it really is starting to show its age. But for only $14, it's really hard to argue against that. Another cool game that's on sale right now is SIFU, and this is currently $15.99, and that is 60% off the full price. SIFU is such a freaking cool game. Like, from the very moment they showed it off, I was like, yep, that's a game right there that I want to play. That's a game that I know I'm going to enjoy, and it's so freaking cool. Whether you choose to play as a male or female character, in SIFU, you will ponder that question on your path for revenge, hunting down your family's assassins. And the cool feature about this game is, every time you lose, or you die I guess, you age. So maybe you start off as like a 20-year-old or something, you'll die or you'll lose, and you'll age a few years. But with age comes experience and wisdom. And then you'll continue to age until you're an old person. Very cool concept, it works really well. Pick this one up while you can. Now let's talk about Yooka-Laylee, and this is currently $3.99, and that's 80% off the full price. This is another game that goes on sale all the time, almost every single eShop sale, and whether it's this one or the second one, pretty much every time I recommend them. Like, these aren't the best games of all time, right? I'm not saying that, but they are solid adventures from start to finish. They look absolutely incredible. The colors look so damn good. And no matter what eShop sale it is, you're never going to pay more than a couple of dollars for these games. A fun fact is they actually just announced the remake to this, and it's one of the very first confirmed Switch 2 games. So yeah, that's pretty strange. Now let's talk about Hotline Miami Collection, and this is currently $6.24, and that's 75% off the full price. This collection contains both legendary games and the neon-soaked, brutally challenging Hotline Miami series. And these games are actually kind of hard for me to describe exactly what's going on, but if you could just go off my recommendation for a moment, just know these are games that you should pick up. And more times than not, when I have conversations with people about their favorite Switch games or their favorite indie games, these games always come up in that conversation, and for good reason. Undertale is also on sale for only $9.89, and that's 34% off the full price. It's one of the most notorious indie games of all time, and when this game came out, I am not exaggerating, it took over the entire gaming world. I actually experienced this pretty late. I think I played this game last year or maybe the year before, and for the first hour I thought I knew what I was getting into. I'm like, okay, this is a pretty strange game, but I think I know what's going on. And then it turns out I had no idea what the hell was going on at all, and it turned out to be one of the weirdest but best gaming experiences that I've had on the Switch entirely. I don't want to give too much of this one away because the whole plot and the gameplay is really the main part of the experience, but just know this is another easy recommendation. Now let's talk about a very cool game called Splasher, and this is currently $2.99, and that's 80% off the full price. This is another game that I've talked about in a Hidden Gems video, or actually no, I think I talked about this in a 2D platformer video. And in the comments of that video, I had people saying, I had no idea about this game. I didn't even know it existed. And then later, I would have people message me on Instagram, you know, the place you should be following me, and saying, dude, that's actually one of the coolest games I've ever played. Thank you for recommending that. So yeah, this is a really cool 2D platformer that has this really cool paint mechanic, and it's strange that not that many people know about this game, but they should. And today you can pick it up for only $3. Now let's talk about Blue Fire. This is currently only $4.99, and that's 75% off the full price. And if I had to describe this game in any way, it's the same way I always describe this game, and it's almost like a ninja version of a Zelda game. Like, some people would describe this game as a Zelda clone, and I can see where they're coming from. I think I've actually put this in a Zelda clone video, so I have no room to judge. But once I actually played the entire game and not just the beginning of it, I was like, okay, it has its own things going for it. It really does have like this whole ninja element to it where you're like running on walls and doing all these really cool dashes. And then it has this really creepy element to it as well. Not like a horror game, but it's just unsettling, and I can't really put my finger on why. This is another game that I cannot believe is this cheap. But hey, I'm not complaining. And the last game we're talking about today is Bug Fables: The Everlasting Sapling. And this is currently $12.49, and that's 50% off the full price. Bug Fables is an adventure RPG following three heroes, V, Kabu, and Leaf, as they embark on an epic quest in Bulgaria. The game combines colorful platforming with the heroes' unique abilities as they explore a wide variety of areas in the kingdom. Battles are turn-based and make use of action commands that can enhance attacks. And essentially what this is a freaking bug RPG game. And do I really need to say more? Ladies and gentlemen, there was some more amazing games on sale right now that, in my opinion, you should be checking out. And yeah, this really is my favorite part of the week because it's so cool to see all these great games on sale. So in the comments below, as always, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Let me know any games you might be picking up. And remember, if you'd like to have the opportunity to win eShop gift cards every week, just be a subscriber and be following me on Instagram. And you guys know me, I will see you very soon with a new video. Peace out.